these kind of things, being able to tinker a bit more with the songs. Did this also come out of? Well, you said you produced the first 2 records yourselves. They were, I think, a year in between that they were released, and now you took a little bit more time, and the success also helped, I suppose. So did it allow you to try a little bit more than you could on the second record?
Yeah, I think when you have more time, you have more time to try, and also like when you have another years to listen what's sounding good and what's not, it helps also, because you get quite blind with your own ears or deaf with your own ears if you just try to make observation by yourself. Right. So it's really good to get someone out of the band to view, say their point of view.
Go ahead.
Just thinking that some producers maybe would want to say that this is like their album and I do it the my way, but Barney was kind of producer that said that this is your album. You like put the stuff in there and make it work, and I like help it in the way. So he wanted us it to be like our album, so that also like pushed the experimenting more.
Exactly.
Well, you mentioned earlier that the song was kind of a dark love song, and this goes because the album sonically sounds quite optimistic. It's quite upbeat, but then the lyrics they have some depth to them. Yeah. So is it important to have this kind of two sides of it?
Yeah, I think every time we make an album, and especially this one, trying to point out that there should be like two sides to the songs, or to listen to the songs. It's like the first is to listen how it just sounds, your instant reaction, right. And usually we want to make it so people can dance or people can celebrate and people can a little bit loose up and just to enjoy the music. But on the other half, we don't want to just say dance, 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 dance. We want to make something that you can listen at home or wherever you are, and you can kind of like relate into it, or relate into the atmosphere, or relate to the feeling that it has. So we try to find these both things, and we've always tried it. But I think on this record we're at the closest point as we have been so far.
Well, why do you think this time is you've been the closest? Is it just the natural growth of the band?
I think once again we're much more like stronger what we want, like and we know better where to go and what to do. So I think the idea in your head just gets clearer every day.
What song then was the most personal for you to write?
Well, one of them was, I think. Two songs are quite personal. The Heroin song and also the With You song. Okay. Those are quite like maybe more laid back and more about lyrics and stuff.
Well, for instance, With You is quite different from all the other songs on the record.
Yeah.
And you also have a guest singer on there. So what made you decide to have somebody else sing on it as well?
Well. It was just an idea. I think it came down to, because we know these guys from Young Romance, Claire and Paolo, which are actually supporting us on our tour, and such a great people. And we knew she was a fantastic singer. She's been doing gigs with us, or the band Young Romance has been doing gigs with us. So we knew that she's a really good singer, and we wanted to do something special. We wanted to make kind of like a dialogue, which includes another person. Right. So for me, it was like I had to take like 40 takes to get it sang like that, and Claire just came to the studio, and it was like 2 takes, and it was ready. And I have to start learning how to sing better.
But is it then mostly, did you sing it together with her in the studio, or was it recorded separately?
It was recorded kind of like separately, but we were still in the same kind of, in a room, like everyone was really, because it has so much like atmosphere and feeling in it. Right. So we were all like quiet and just listening to the voice. It was really nice.
What was the inspiration for the song?
It was just the like long distance relationships or so, and how to think about other ones, like thoughts, how to think how she thinks,
Right.
in a way.
And do you discuss the lyrics amongst each other? Well, I assume you write mostly because you sing it, but do you discuss then what the song is about?
We actually write.
Okay.
Everyone writes like.
Okay.
We try to get the best out of best.
For this album, we 2 previous albums we just like did all like songs together, like in just 4 of us in the same room. But this time we did like everyone did like the basic structure of the song like alone. We split the songs between us, and then we came together. So every song has like a bit of each player's like personality, depending who like started the song thing.
So then, which song do you think has the most of his personality?
That's the heroine and with you, I think, because that's what he started the most. And Polarized also has most like Esa, I think.
And how would you define his kind of key characteristic or his key?
Esa has he has very like strong like a dynamic in his like songs, like in the Polarized there's like lots of like this kind of black and white dynamics, like between like really makes a big contrasts in the lyrics to make it like really like maybe fast and real, like you can really imagine the situation that way.
And Esa, what is his most characteristic song that he left his imprint
I would
on?
probably say a Trap,
Okay.
which was our single. So, and I think inside of that it's like a strong story about like feelings and the way how to write is like this situation where you kind of like trying to find an escape for the things that are not going really well.
Is this something when you write that's autobiographical to you, or can you write about other people as well?
We more likely try to write about like the things, how they feel, and how we are finding ourselves in those kind of situations.
Like some songs are more like autobiographical, and some songs we write in in character. Was like on the last album there's the Australia, which is most like that's like a character in a song, or kids aren't safe in the metro. But then on this song it's maybe more autobiographical, but it's like a mix. It's always a mix of both. It's like when you're on stage you're not like the personal, just like the person at home, but you're like the musician there, and there's always like some like persona when you like perform or make lyrics or something like that.
So, but I assume this is then necessary to do the things you do on stage.
I think it's like two sides in your life. Like you're the guy who plays in a band, and then you're just a guy or a guy. Yeah, and you have to kind of like put both into both. Like you have to realize the circumstances.
But is it then difficult, because especially when you tour a lot and you're on the road all the time, is it difficult to kind of find time for yourself, in a sense, the self that you are and not the musician?
Now it's like lots of easier to like to relax and be in your own thoughts, and because we tour in a nightliner, so we have lots of like time for just seeing the city, and we have such a professional crew, so that takes care of the load-ins and load-outs and all the technical stuff. So it's more like better now. When like 5 years back it was us in a small van, then it was just full time. It was much harder, but now it's much like easier. You can just do the music and let the crew like take care of the technical stuff.
Well, that's one piece of lyric I wrote down from the title track Vagabond. It's the opening line, "We live without design," and I believe that the song was also about you guys as a band. So can you explain that little line to me, "We live without design"?
Yeah, that was basically I tried to make some kind of like a summary about how did you say that our lifestyle is like? Do we live like just like we woke up? We don't like wake up at the same time and do the same things at the same times at night. Every day is like different, and every week is different, and you don't know where you are at the next day, maybe because you might fly to a festival or be in a studio or something like that. So that kind of like maybe a bit of like it's like bit of like over exaggerating to yourself, like a vagabond. You just like live in different places and not really attached to anything.
But do you feel like it's like and especially when you started out, as you say, that it's all your time goes into the band almost. So does it feel like this is gonna sound weird, but does it feel like you have a home in a sense in that way because you are sleeping in hotels and even in the fan maybe? So
Yeah, I think like the home thing comes by the persons you've actually like who've stayed in your life for a long time, like families and stuff. So I think the home is there, like in a way, but it's just like it's really hard to realize how much this takes time. Like for we were months and months on tour, so we always have to keep a mobile phone ringing to back home, back Finland, to keep contact.
and then finally, then you chose Vagabond as the title. Why this song?
It's because it seemed like most like biggest like summary for the whole band and the whole this year's like that's how we've been living, like touring from like 2012, so just constantly and been in different studios. And previous album we like made most in like small cottage in Sweden, just secluded there, and then we moved to another place and to make this album. So it's just like the whole of the band and the album. So
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.